It's the final sprint to the presidential election, a little over 2 months to Election Day. But there are some major events and dates just ahead. Voting begins this week on September 6th.
The process of voting kicks off in North Carolina. They have a absentee voting program where anyone can vote by absentee. That's the date when the state starts to send out absentee ballots, and also the earliest date that someone can actually fill out a ballot and return it. Delaware also has an early date. They have a more limited absentee ballot process, but people there will be starting to vote well before Election Day also.
Then, on September 10th, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump face off in a televised debate.
This debate has been highly anticipated by just about everybody paying close attention to the presidential race, and it's something that both Trump and Harris have been saying that they wanted to do. In a lot of their campaign appearances and speeches along the trail, both Trump and Harris have talked about wanting to have that one-on-one moment with each other. And let's not forget, the only other presidential debate that's happened in the general election cycle was pretty pivotal.
Attention turns back to Trump's legal issues on September 18th when he's expected to be sentenced in his New York hush money case.
This sentencing hearing brings back into the forefront Trump's legal jeopardy. This is the only one of the 4 criminal cases that he's faced that reached a trial, and so if Trump is indeed sentenced on September 18th, it will be the first and only time this year that he will be facing a judge and receiving some sort of sentence as a result of a criminal conviction. But one thing to really watch for if the sentencing does in fact proceed on September 18th is whether the judge imposes a prison sentence. That's certainly an option. We don't yet know whether the Manhattan District Attorney's Office is going to recommend that or what the judge is going to do, but that's going to be a real significant thing to watch in the weeks ahead.
On October 1st, Vice Presidential nominees Tim Walz and J.D. Vance meet for their debate.
As far as we know, this may be the only time that we see Vance and Walz face off one-on-one on a debate stage, although there could be other debates scheduled in the weeks to come. But with both men as running mates on their tickets, it's still very much an opportunity for them to introduce themselves to a broader audience. Both are currently in elected office, but may not be super well known outside of their home states and the offices that they hold.
All of this leads up to Election Day on November 5th, 2024.
What's significant about November 5th is that it's the final day of voting because people had started voting earlier, but it's also the first day of vote counting. So it's kind of the demarcation point between when people vote and when the vote starts to get counted. Longer ago, when elections weren't as competitive, we often knew who the winners were on election night. But in modern elections, it's typically taken longer, so we have to let the vote count play out, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer beyond Election Day to figure out actually who the winner is.